afternoon. It should say afternoon. I guess it's Friday. It's not Central Time Zone. We're in Central Time Zone. So, the biggest thing I want to get out first this morning and then some people don't want to stay around, they can. I want to let everybody know that as of July 1st, United Healthcare has some plans that are being non-commissionable. So, I don't know if that's why they're not be able to be seen on the Medicare Center, but I know a lot of United Healthcare, your showing is not appointed on Medicare Center. You can use the regular integrity site to enroll people with that United Healthcare right now. But as of July 1st, all the PPO plans are going to be non-commissionable except for the LIS PPO, the one with the premium. All the rest of them, they said, right now are underperforming. So the essentials, the extras, all their PPOs, unless you don't want to make any money, I would suggest not looking at those, look at other options for the rest of the year.
Is that including the PPO chronic and dual?
No. So I haven't got there yet. They have the main PPOs, except for the LAS PPO, are all non-commissionable.
So it's essential extras and that give back. So
Correct.
3 for South Carolina.
Correct. Correct. Also non-commissionable is going to be the regular Medicare, the RPPO that nobody writes. Don't worry about that one. And the old chronic plans, which again nobody writes. The old gold and silver. They're also not commissionable. Now I was told that those plans, the gold and silver, are not going to be there for next year. So that's why those are on that plan, because they don't want anybody new to be in there, because they want to get rid of it and don't want to cause people to get an SCP. So they're going to go away. So that would cause people to get an SCP though, which is interesting to think about. If they wanted the Medicare supplement, you wouldn't get paid now, but all of their HMOs and all the chronic plans and the duals are all good. They're all performing well, so they're going to continue to pay those. So those are in place. But those are all as of July 1st. So if you wrote anything this month, last month, you should be fine. Any of your renewals, it's not going to affect any of them. Anything that's on the books now will still continue to get paid.
So
Okay.
did you write one tomorrow that's effective July 1st?
They said anything written after July 1st.
Okay.
That's correct. That's what came out and that's what was confirmed with Daniel with United Healthcare too. Anything after July 1st. Also, Matt wanted me to mention that, I didn't bring that too, where's Matt? Devoted also is expanding a few counties this year.
He's coming.
He's coming.
Is he coming?
Sorry, Dave had it. And John Bones.
Well, you know what time this is.
Don't start.
So Devoted, you want to talk about Devoted, Matt?
Do what?
Devoted.
Yeah, Devoted. Did everybody get the email from Devoted?
Will you
Yeah.
come up to the front? I'm
Yeah.
recording this so I can send this to everybody. Thank you. Do you have it?
Did everybody get the email from Devoted with the map of the expansions?
No.
All right, I'll send it to John and get it out to you guys, but you cannot talk about that until obviously October 1st. But it'll give you an idea of where Devoted's growing a little bit. Some of those areas are Georgetown, Horry County, Williamsburg County. So they're kind of going up a little bit of the coast.
There you go.
They've got some decent products here in Charleston, so hopefully they're going to be somewhat the same. But that's coming down the road. Keep in mind, some of the folks that you're seeing in Horry County.
So there's some new markets, 2026 markets. Allendale, Bamberg, Barnwell, Hampton, Jasper. So there's quite a bit. Horry, Georgetown, Williamsburg. So those are pretty much all the ones that we're going to work with. There's a few in the upstate too.
But I absolutely love their, what do they call it, Liberty Plan?
So it looks like the only one at the coastline that's not going to be in there is Beaufort.
Nobody likes Beaufort.
Nobody likes Beaufort. And then of course, closest ones also is Orangeburg and Calhoun and Clarendon, not quite there yet.
Their give back is like that 150 something, right?
Their give back is one.
Yeah, 157.50.
Yep.
157.50. The give back is also great because it does not have a deductible like the other, the Humana give back that has a large $500 deductible. they don't have their deductible on that. So I do like their give back for people that are wanting to give back and not using a lot. The give back's also great for people that are not taking Social Security right now. It helps reduce their quarterly payment. So that's also a good one if somebody's not using that very often. Their quarterly payment's only be like $100 for Medicare instead of having to pay $500.
As
So-
well, their dental and vision says, basically a debit
The
card.
debit cards, yeah.
Which is, awesome, they can go wherever they want, they don't have to be in network with those two. So just keep all of that in mind as you're seeing folks. I'm sure Scott's already gone over the scopes,
Oh, we haven't done that yet.
okay?
We were doing the expansion first. So
Okay.
that's the big first thing, obviously, as this comes out, we'll have more information. I do know there's gonna be some transitions with Cigna this year being purchased by another company. I know that Mutual of Omaha, has decided to discontinue with WellCare. So we're gonna have some big changes coming up. But at least we're gonna make sure right now, the rest of the year, that you write the right United Healthcare so you can see and you get paid. And if you start talking, keep in mind that Devoted, we're gonna have some great expansion. And pretty much all of my Devoted clients I have been very happy with Devoted. So that's also a big thing, trying to keep clients that are gonna be around. If they like the plan, they're probably not going anywhere, which is pretty awesome. Now, when it comes to scope of appointments, I know John, for those of you that were here this morning, mentioned we are doing a contest here in Charleston with scope of appointments from now till July 25th. July 25th. Try to get as many scope appointments in as you can. We are gonna have, we'll have the scope appointment forms. For those of you who want some paper forms, please feel free to take them. For those of you that don't want paper, because you do have to keep these for 10 years on the scope appointments, you can do electronically. The easiest way to do that, for those of you who don't know how to do it electronically, is you've got to make sure your contacts are over there. But any contacts you have in there, you can literally go out of here and push that big blue contact button up there for the scope appointment, which is the fourth one down. And you push send a new scope. You can email it to them, text it to them, or you put in a new email or new text number if they had somebody else that's helping them or they have a different number they're using. Maybe they have a home number, they have a cell number. You can send it right to them. This is the easiest way to do scope appointments. When they get that, it is a link they click on. Hopefully they see your picture. If you've already put your picture on your website, if you have not put your picture up there, please do. This helps on scope appointments. They can see it come from you. So a lot of people are really, concerned about it, or maybe somebody you haven't seen yet. Now they're becoming familiar with you before you even gotten out there. So put your picture on your integrity site. Use the scope appointments. When they click on it, it's a link. Opens up. They see your picture. They scroll all the way to the bottom because you already have it pre-filled out. And scroll to the bottom, and they click that little box that says they accept the terms and conditions, and they push submit. That is it. They don't have to e-sign anything. So it's the easiest scope appointment. It comes right back to yours, showing the scope appointment is accepted, and then you should be good to go. So this one didn't have a scope appointment, but let's see.
You did do a scope.
So Scott, are you doing that from your contact list, the app or the link?
What do you mean?
The scope, where you just went in and doing that, the link, the app or the.
To put them over here?
Contacts.
To put them over here, you do it from your Mac system. So that's a good question to ask, and it's really important stuff. So let's say, go ahead on there, Max. Hold on. Come back up.
Scott, are you using the Medicare app, or are you using Medicare Link when you go into Medicare Center? Are you using app or?
Usually you do link, I know.
Right now, we're not talking about either one of those right now. At all, just integrity, just the
Just
front.
use the front page, when you log in, what's right
Oh,
there.
that's the main contact page.
Yes, the main one when you first log in.
Sometimes they don't merge the link and app into that page.
That's weird.
We got an email last year about that.
Because I have a lot of clients in my app that are not on
That
that
don't
main
go
page.
into the section.
Okay, well, we're not talking about either one of those right now, at all. So forget about that right now totally.
You never talking about that.
No, no, no.
Stop sign.
No, not from what we're showing you in the scopes. We're not going to app or link. We're just going to integrity page.
I understand, and I'm trying to explain to you, last year we got an email that if you put
sending just the scope, not pulling the client up. You're just sending the scope through the main page, correct?
Yes.
Have the client there to do it.
And sometimes your client is not on the main page.
Okay.
Okay, right now, for anybody that wants to do scopes right this second, this is the easiest way to do a scope. If you wanna do it through the link or the app, you can do it there. It's harder if you're not with them. If you're with them and they're signing it, that's fine. But what we're talking about for right now, for purposes, you make an appointment, you're gonna go see someone, you know you're gonna talk about Medicare, and you're gonna say, Mrs. Jones or Miss Gracie, I wanna send you a scope of appointment prior to our meeting. Or if you're gonna do this ahead of time for October, because scopes are good for a year. That's why we're asking you to get the scope now, so when you go out and see them, you've already got this taken care of. But the easiest way to do a scope appointment is doing, like I said, from the Integrity site, which is right when you log into Integrity, and you see your dashboard. When you first log in, you see that dashboard. We're not going over here to go to link or app, we're right on the Integrity site. This is the easiest way to do scopes. It does not matter if your scope's on the same site, if you enroll somebody later on, that doesn't matter. As long as you have a scope, that's all that matters. Now, if you do them on here, it's gonna track it for you too. It does track the whole 48 hours. So when you do a scope, it will tell you your 48 hours is up or it's not up. So it tracks everything for you. But the easiest way, and if you don't have someone over there, you can pull them over there from your Macs. Miss Gracie, who I saw yesterday, I just created her a match, but she's not over in the system. All you have to do to put her in the system is you gotta make sure they have an email address. I just added hers a minute ago. She didn't have one. And then you go over to Medicare Center, which is all the way near the bottom, push Medicare Center, and that is it. Takes about 30 seconds, and all of a sudden she'll be over on the Integrity site. So once she is there, about 30 seconds, now I should be able to go to contacts.
Is there a way to enter a contact into this page?
Sure, but it's easier for Mac, so you push up one button, and there she is. She's already there, so I just did that a minute ago. Now, again, from there, you push contact, scope appointment, and you pick send a new scope, you push which is either one, and push send, and it goes right to them. That's it. That's the easiest thing to do. Yep, Jen.
So if you already have a client in the app, can I do that again? To put
Sure.
it in the main?
Sure.
Just go into
Doesn't
the
matter,
Medicare
the scope
Center.
appointment, doesn't matter where you have it, you just need to have a scope appointment. If
That's the easiest way to add it.
somebody asks for it.
Um,
But if you don't have an email, push none@aol.com or none@gmail.com. Put an email in there. Just create something so it can go over to that system, because you can send it to as a text. You don't need an email. I normally do it as a text, because I can talk to somebody on the phone. Hey, did you get that text? Yeah, I did. Great. Click on that link. You see my picture? Yes. I do a lot about it. I do about 30% of my business out of town. So I do this over the phone a lot. And I say, oh, they're like, oh yeah, I see your picture. Great. Right down, scroll to the bottom, there's a little box, after authorized representative, skip that part, right below there's a box, and you just submit that. And you get it back to me in 30 seconds. It's done. So it's very simple to do. It's quick, it's easy. Once if they're already in your Medicare system, go over there and actually send it out. Takes 30 seconds, and then they send it back to you, and then when they send it back, it'll track. So, if I went ahead and sent one to me, I'll send it to me, because we're not doing her plan anyway. So she won't do it. And it says fill out a scope. So I literally click on the blue thing, it comes over, I see my picture,
Do you have to select what plans you're gonna discuss?
it already does that for you, it selects everything. So it already pre-fills everything, it selects all 4 plans, including hospital indemnity, it's already done. All you do is check that box, which is right at the bottom, for submit, that is it. Now, if I go back over here and put on scopes, it will sign. That's how easy it is. It literally takes 30 seconds, now you have a scope appointment, now you're compliant. And when it's signed on here, it shows on here, you can contact after 6/21 and 12/15. It records your date and time already for your 48 hours. And Again, that shows you now that you're compliant. So send these out ahead of time before you meet people. In fact, if you talk to somebody now or you met with somebody and you said, well, I can't do your plan right now, but we're gonna get together in the fall, I'm gonna send you a scope of appointment. I even do it from here when they're sitting right there. Because it is that easy, it tracks it, it's all there in one spot. So it's very simple to do. Now, if you don't wanna do that, you can have it signed there in your Medicare Center, your link or whatever if you want to, or do it on the app. I just think this way is easier, quicker, and it's gonna track it for you. Or you can do paper scopes. Does not matter, John doesn't care how you do it, as long as you get scopes done. That's all that matters, and the more you get done right now, the easier it is to make appointments and go back and see people, because you told them you're gonna come see them, you've got a scope appointment, and now when you call back in October, it should be pretty easy to book these appointments. So everybody that you meet with right now for the next 13 weeks, about 13 weeks we have left until we get to October, even if you meet with, you should be meeting with like 15 people a week, but we'll say 10. That's 130 people. Even if you met with somebody you can't do anything, you get a scope appointment, there's over 100 people you have to book appointments come October. That should be very simple to do. You've already met with them, you've already seen them, you said you're gonna call them back, and you got a scope appointment before your meeting to go back. Should be a simple appointment. So that's mainly what we wanna talk about today, is that your best practices right now to get ready for it. But if you're not getting a scope appointment signed for the fall, it's gonna be a lot harder when you go to see them, and you get a scope signed, and you're like, well, I can't really help you for 48 hours, and then you're calling back and trying to get that application done, it's gonna be a lot harder. Just trying to make your job a little bit easier.
It'll also make you guys see more people, because you're not going back to the same house twice now.
But right now, when you're seeing somebody and you can't help them, you should be recording, data collecting on what they have. Oh, they've got United Healthcare chronic plan right now. It's a good plan in their situation. You record that into your Mac system. You say, oh, Mr. Jenna, do you mind if I send you a script appointment? We can come back in the fall and review that and see if there's any changes.
I was just thinking about how you could track that, and that would bring up a good point. You could probably tag it scope,
Yeah.
2026, so that come AEP, you go into the Mac system, you look up tags, scope 2026.
Also, when you go over,
I've started just adding them to my calendar.
also
as a
you go over
follow-up.
to, you go over to the dashboard again, right here where you see all that. There's 173 scopes. Or you just click on that. Health scopes right there.
Okay, so it is tracking.
It's tracking everything for you. And look, there's all the scopes. You show more, and it shows you when you can contact them, all the different scopes you have. So, it is easy to do. If you start doing it in one place too consistently, it's very, very simple. It is the quickest and easiest scope that you can do out there. You don't have to do anything, but pick the number to send it to them, let the client know you're gonna send it, and send it. And tell them to click the link, scroll all the way to the bottom, after authorized representative, that's for POA or something like that, in the little box that's down there, and push submit. That is it. Once you do that, you have a scope appointment, you are compliant, and now you've got somebody that you should be going back, or you should be booking come October 1st, going to see right away. Any questions on that? All right, good. Anything else you want to add, Matt?
Nope, it goes.
And to enter into the contest, you either need to provide a paper copy or see your manager to let them know that you have signed.
And again, this tracks them.
Correct.
So this shows right here.
But we gotta let them know.
Yes, you do. But if they want to see where it was done, you can pull right there and say, here's my scopes I have.
Yeah, John's gonna accept paper ones, go to your direct manager for the electronic ones, and we will get them into John.
All right. That's it. Thank you all.
AHIP is available on Monday. I'll send out an email with the discounted link through ASB. Please use that link. That is very important. You get $50 off, and they'll automatically submit it to all the carriers that you're contracted with, so you do not have to do that. And I know a lot of the carriers will comp the whole thing if you write a certain amount of plans. That still applies even if you use the ASB link. So please, please, please do it that way.
Guys, let's get this AHIP done sooner than later. I know I know it's June, but let's not wait until August and September when Scott's got all of these companies coming in and, we're trying to get the AHIP and all that kind of stuff. Let's just get it out of the way.
And please do not use field days to do your
No.
AHIP. Please do it in the evening or office day afternoon. Please do not take a day out of the field to do AHIP. That is counterproductive for what we're doing.
You need to be building that list now.
Right. Thank you.
Thanks, Scott.
Thank you.